I hope this works. Um, say something in the chat if you can hear me. I haven't live streamed really, really long time. I have like literally, I'm trying to clear my screen. But wait, I think it's working. It's working. It's working.
I don't know if this did anything. If you can hear me, say something in the chat. Oh, you can hear me? Oh, and hey, Kendall. Long time no see indeed. It's been, yeah, quite a while, quite a while actually. All right, great. So, yeah, welcome. So I'm gonna just give I don't know, I would say give a few minutes before I start, but like, it's already been about 20 past when I said I was gonna start streaming, so I think I'll probably just dive right into it. So, yeah, I totally remember. So, yeah. So anyway, like I said, I haven't live streamed in a very long time. Like, I can't remember when the last one was, but I thought I'd try this out again, especially since I have a few updates. I feel like that's what I did the last time I live streamed. I gave updates because that was when I ended up moving to upstate New York. And anyway, so the major update is kind of implied by the title is that I graduated college. And so I really don't know what comes next. But at this stage in my life, I'm looking for jobs and I'm hoping that I'll hear something from the company pretty soon. And hopefully there may be another announcement later about me moving to some city that at this point I don't even know where, but I'll figure it out. So yeah. Anyway, there's that, and in terms of my channel, I think I'm coming up on my 7 year anniversary soon. So 7 years, wow, that's I don't know. I feel like that's just, I didn't think I would get that far, but here I am. I think August, yeah, August 1st, 7 years. I started back in 2016 when I was 14 years old, and I just thought it was something, something fun, like something I could do um, in my free time. And ultimately, it just, like I said, I didn't think I'd still be doing this, but I am, and I have no plans of slowing down. So, of course, I haven't been uploading constantly for 7 years, and you may remember I ended up making a new account way back in 2018 that I didn't really upload on until the following year. But yeah, I've been, I've still kept with it. And I think we're almost to 750 subscribers, which that, would be nice if I made that by August 1st and I combined my two milestones into a single video, kind of like what I did last year. But we'll see. I mean, at the moment, I really don't have any special plans for what I would make a video out of, but I guess we'll figure it out. And yeah, elevators rock on a mystery move indeed. Um, so let me say what my plans are at the moment. So since I graduated, um, I've been staying on campus to do another job that's only temporary. I'm not going to go into detail what it is, but it's a full-time but temporary job that goes for about another 2 weeks. So it's one that I've definitely enjoyed doing. Like I feel like I'd rather be up here in New York for the summer rather than down in Florida because I'm just not a huge fan of the heat and the humidity. And yeah, overall, summers in Ithaca are just really nice, and I'm glad to be experiencing it. And anyway, so I've got this job that I am going to be continuing through early August. Yeah, 110 heat index in Alabama. Geez, that's wild. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, hopefully, like I said, this will be the first of two live streams, and by the second one, I'll know where I'm going. And I do know that most likely I will be going back to Florida for, at the very least, a couple weeks, while I figure out what I'll be doing after. So, I'll be going back to um, where I started my whole channel in the first place in Sarasota. And I actually come to realize that over the last 2 years since I've been in upstate New York, I haven't been back in Florida all that much, which of course makes sense because I've been in college. I've really only come back on breaks, but not even summer. Like both summers I've had jobs, so really I haven't been back in Florida for any more than a month at a time, and that was for winter break, which for me is like mid-December all the way through mid to late January. So my school definitely did give a pretty lengthy winter break. So yeah. So let's see, what else is on my agenda? I mentioned I'm gonna be yeah, I'm gonna be figuring out the rest of my life. Or at the very least, I want to figure out like the next year or so. Because the way I see it, I'm hoping that maybe in a year or two, I end up going to grad school, but I don't really know where. I don't really know when exactly. But I do know that I want to work for a year or two, and then go back to earn like a master's degree after that. So yeah, so those are kind of my plans as of right now. I feel like what else do I have to update you on? I mean, I guess with my videos, I've been uploading a lot less frequently than I used to a few years ago and have taken gaps Um, Pretty unplanned gaps when life gets kind of hectic, like i.e. with finals and with graduation, I didn't really upload anything. But I've still done the occasional filming. Um, in fact, actually, I'm going to go over a little bit about what I have coming up. So I have what I just recently uploaded a video which is actually referenced in the thumbnail of this live stream at the Destiny USA Mall in Syracuse, New York. Which honestly, if you haven't seen, go check out that video. Those are some pretty scenic elevators. It's like a shopping mall, but taller. But basically, it is a shopping mall. It's like the shopping mall is from the basement floor up to like the third floor, and then the upper floors are just reserved for like meeting rooms, offices, um, and private spaces that you can rent out. So unfortunately, these are locked off, and so it's like I can't go all the way to the top, but I think I could go up to the fourth floor if I'm remembering correctly, out of six. Or I guess if you include the basement, fifth out of seven. So yeah, so anyway, that was my last video. And then after that, I have a few planned in the upload queue for um, what back in March I did the back in March I did I did a little day trip to Philadelphia and I filmed at a few museums and also actually a hotel that's a pretty scenic elevator. You'll see what I'm talking about when I upload it, which hopefully will be in the next week or two. But yeah, honestly, I'm excited to upload this one because it's been filmed before, but it's a scenic elevator in downtown Philadelphia that has nice views, kind of facing away from the city. But yeah, honestly, if I could afford it, I'd definitely want to stay at that hotel at some point. So anyway, um, that's coming up, and let me look through my backlog real quick. What else do I have coming up? Some more random videos at Cornell, I know. Yeah, let me see here. So I got the videos from Philadelphia, which I have, I think, 3 or 4 videos. Wait, let me count this up. I think 4. I think I have 4 videos from Philadelphia. Um, and then I have, what did I do this day? I feel like I'm just looking through my files and I see, oh, I filmed this on March 25th, but like, what is it? Guess I have to open the video and find out. Oh, more elevators are next up. That's what. And then after that, I ended up in April. I went home to Sarasota for spring break and ended up refilming, well, um, a classic elevator for my channel at the Gulf Gate Public Library. And by classic, I mean there's really nothing classic about it. It's kind of new, installed like 2014, 15-ish. And yeah, I went ahead and refilmed that, especially since, as you may have noticed from the Destiny USA video, I actually am using a wide angle on my camera now. And I personally think that kind of looks better for my videos because it shows like it shows more of the surroundings. Like, say for example, you'll see in the like the thumbnail. The thumbnail is a good example. You can see pretty much the entire both car panels and both of what and the indicator too. You can see all of that just within the camera frame. So I feel like that's a switch that I've stuck to this day that I feel like is pretty pretty nice. So anyway, yeah, I've got that coming up. A retake with the wide angle of the Gulfgate Public Library in Sarasota. Um, and then what else? Let's see here. So I did that in April, and then hmm, I think I took a little break from filming for a bit after that. Unless I don't know, I'm just looking through all my videos and trying to see how many of them are elevator videos. And I'm seeing here that I didn't, yeah, I see here I didn't film anything after that until July 1st, which I think were just some more hotels in Ithaca. So, yeah. All right. Also, I haven't read the chat. I'm gonna read right now. Welcome to work. It's a bummer, but it pays the bills. Yeah, I've entered the world of not being in college and having to like um, actually pay my own bills and make my own food and clean my own apartment, all that stuff. But I guess technically I haven't aired it yet because I'm still literally in a dorm with a meal plan right now. But it's coming up very soon. And let's see what else. I kind of like, yeah, I actually haven't heard of that place, Kendall, but that sounds cool. You said there's a pipe organ. Um, yeah, hey, Cooperly elevators. And then let's see, I made a comment. You'll have to remind me which video that was, Elevators Rock On, because that sounds like I just made a typo, but I could be wrong. And then how wide? Um, I'm not sure which number you're referring to, Elevators Rock On's mom. But I know what I'm doing is because what I don't film with a typical camera. I just use my phone for most of my videos, and I use this right here, which you can't really see much of it, but it's my Samsung Galaxy S21, and it has a wide angle 0.5 times zoom that shoots in, um, I believe 4K and 60 frames per second. Although I can only upload videos in 1080p because I don't have a software that does anything better than that. But anyway, yeah, I think my the phone I used to use had a wide angle lens too. Actually, no, I don't think it did. But I was gonna say if it did, I would have I wouldn't have used it because it didn't have those same capabilities. But I figured, hey, if I can record in the same level of quality, 4K, 60 frames per second, in the wide angle, then I think it's definitely worth it. Unfortunately, I can't really, I have to reduce the video to 1080p 60 to upload it. But who knows? Maybe one day if I actually buy like a copy of like, um, what's it called? What's the Adobe uh, video making software? I forget. But if I bought a copy of that, or any other software, um, perhaps maybe I'll be able to re-upload some of my older videos in 4K. All I can say is help get me to 1,000 subscribers, and then I'll be able to hopefully monetize my videos, and then maybe get the money to start doing that. Because for those of you who don't know, you need 1,000 subscribers to start actually earning money from YouTube. And I think there's a couple other requirements. Like there's one with watch time, and I forget what the third one is. But anyway, I don't, the 1,000 subscribers, that's the big one. And it's been something I was, you know, something I've been hoping to get. I feel like especially now that, well, now that I'm 21 years old and I'm entering, the true adult world here, I feel like now is a good time for me to actually start making some money from YouTube. So it's probably going to be about another year before I get there, judging off of my current trajectory. Because I was at 500 subscribers last August 1st, and it looks like I'm going to be just barely at 750, maybe a little less by this August 1st. So if I follow that trajectory, then maybe next year I'll be at 1,000. But yeah, we'll see. So let me see. Oh, Elevators Rock. Wow, you remember that. Okay. It was on July 4th, 2018 on my old channel. All right, then that's a comment that I guess you can't see anymore. I'm surprised you still remember that. I mean, I guess I feel like I don't remember half the comments I made on my old channel, let alone my new channel, honestly. So I feel like some of the things I may have said earlier could be a bit outdated in the sense that like I thought something was a certain kind of brand and then later realized that it was something else. And quite honestly, I still make mistakes. I feel like even after being an elevator enthusiast for about 7 years, actually seven, probably close to 8 years. Actually, no, I'd say 7.5. For about 7.5 years, um, there still is an awful lot that I don't know about different kinds of models and different kinds of fixtures. Like, I know most of the basics, but, you know, honestly, I feel like the thing that kind of brings me joy about riding elevators is simply just the ride. It's like going up and down. It's pretty cool. It's like you step in and it takes you to another world. It's like you press a button and you press a button on an elevator and the doors close and then they reopen again a certain amount of time later and you're on a different floor. And if it's not a if it's not a like a scenic elevator, it's almost like magic. Like you can't see where you're going. You might be able to feel the elevator moving, but the doors shut in one place and they open in another. And then if it is a scenic elevator, you get to watch the ride. It's like I don't know what I compare it to, but I'm sure all of you here, if you're watching this channel, you know scenic elevators are definitely a cool sight. And yeah, I don't even know what I compare it to. I guess almost like a plane taking off or something. Because it's like you're moving upwards from the ground or downwards, I guess. And you're just sitting there, or I guess in an elevator, standing there watching the ride. Hmm. All right, I'm reading the chat. Elevators robots. Okay, so I have it right. That's okay. That's one good thing. Uh, yeah, like I said, there's still a lot I don't know, but at least I knew one thing. And hi, Jonathan Mays. Thanks for joining. Also, I just realized hold on, we've got 13 people view this stream. Okay, that's like more than I'm used to. But I guess I am also, I've gotten a lot. My subscriber count has probably doubled since the last time I live streamed, so I guess it makes sense. Um, 13, okay, four current viewers, 13 total viewers according to YouTube Studio, which, is not top tier YouTube levels, but it's nice to see. I mean, I feel like a lot of times when I would live stream before, I just wouldn't get any viewers, or I would have maybe the same like one person just comment things. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much actually. I don't know. I guess I can talk about more future plans. So I don't have any current plans for filming, but I am going to be going to Pittsburgh this weekend with my family. Because, you know, with this job, I get some time off, and this weekend, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I currently have no plans for filming, but if there is a chance that like you know, get to be my myself for a bit, I'll definitely start recording some videos because I'm actually staying at a hotel that's pretty close to the Cathedral of Learning, which for those of you who haven't heard about it, it's a cathedral at the University of Pittsburgh that used to have these old Westinghouse elevators that got modernized to Compass Plus, and I think they're like 36 stories, and the whole cathedral itself is like 42 stories, and it's a pretty awesome place, you know. I think Gothic architecture, could be wrong about that. But anyway, I'm staying only about 2 blocks away from it, so I feel like there's a good chance that maybe I'll be able to go over there and take some pictures and maybe get another video because I actually did get to film a short video of at the Cathedral Learning back in 2017, um, which was the last time I went to Pittsburgh. I actually haven't been there since then, but hopefully maybe now I can get a little better quality, but no guarantees. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to, and you know, my parents aren't really, you know, they don't know much about this whole channel, and so they're not really huge fans of elevators anyway. So, in fact, they're actually, you know, as you might remember me saying a while ago, they're actually a bit fearful of elevators. I definitely think they're getting better. Like they're, you know, when we go to hotels, they usually do, um, at the very least, take the elevator up and maybe take the stairs down. Um, but it depends. Like, I mean, elevators aren't perfect, but I don't think they've ever been stuck in one. So unlike me, I got stuck in one once. I always used to say, "Oh wow, I've been doing this for 5 years and I haven't gotten stuck." Well, no, that changed recently. And by recently, actually not that recent, it was about a year ago. I got stuck in an old a 1960s Otis. Um, it was fine. I feel like I wasn't really, you know, I wasn't all that worried because I was like, you know, I was ready for this. I've watched all these videos, people getting stuck in elevators, and I knew what to do. But quite clearly, well, if you haven't seen that video, um, the police didn't know what to do. Like, I'm not going to spoil why, but like, yeah, there was a bit of a disagreement between the police and the elevator mechanic. So, yeah. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Oh, yeah, thanks for adding another thanks for adding another viewer. Why not? Oh, yeah, I don't think I've seen your, I don't know if it's a new channel or you just renamed it, to you know, to your name, but I'll check out your videos, Jonathan, sometime later. So I think that's most of what I have to say on my end. Um, I do know that I have to, well, let me say this. So for the job I'm doing right now, I'm not going to go into all this detail about what it is, but it is a job where people have to take turns holding a phone, and this acts as kind of like a 24/7 line. And so I have a phone right here that I'm carrying for my job. I happen to be the one carrying it right now. I would have picked a different day to stream, but like I said, I have that trip tomorrow. I'm leaving tomorrow, probably coming back Sunday or Monday. And I figured with moving out after that and trying to figure out my other plans, now would be a better day than later on. So anyway, if this phone rings, uh, oh, that was bad. I almost just showed the number, but I got a phone right here that I have to carry. Um, and if it rings, I gotta go. But I think I can only stay on here for about 25, 30 more minutes anyway, because there is another conflict. But during that time, yeah, feel free to ask me some questions if you have any. If not, I feel like I might just keep rambling on about um, upcoming content, which I could definitely dive into. I feel like for the past few years, I've since I deleted my old channel back in 2018, I've kind of been catching up on uploading older stuff. And I think I finally got all the way caught up in August of 2020. But then that was the height of COVID, and so I didn't really go out, and I didn't really get back caught up, I didn't really get caught up again until I didn't really, well, what, I didn't start filming until January, and then I filmed a lot. I was uploading 2 or 3 videos a day for a while in Tampa, and I'm still getting a lot of views from those videos. Um, but anyway, I feel like since then I kind of took a little break from YouTube when I came to Cornell, and I really haven't, I feel like since then I've kind of just been uploading stuff that's really old. Like right now I'm uploading stuff from February, which I guess isn't that bad, but I would like to be a little more up to date in terms of my calendar of filming. But judging by what I have to do, I mean, hopefully I will be soon up to like maybe July. Well, I guess that's as far up today as I can be, but because like I said, I took a break for a bit. I have 4 Philadelphia videos that I can remember. There might be more that I'm missing, or plans might change. If one turns out to be like a really bad video, I might not upload it, but hopefully all 4 of them are fine. And then I have that one from Sarasota, and a couple more from Ithaca. I took a little break, and then after that is July. So yeah, hopefully maybe in a couple weeks I'll be, up to like stuff that's like maybe 1 or 2 months old. So anyway, let me read the chat. Oh, so you don't film elevators anymore, Jonathan? Yeah, I mean um, you started filming Fiesta content videos. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean I don't know. I know lots of people who have previously filmed elevators to decide to either take a break or quit entirely. And I feel like some people have even kind of gotten some hate for it, which I don't really agree with. Like, this is YouTube. Just because you did something in the past doesn't mean you should be obligated to continue doing it. Um, I used to feel like I had to upload something every so often. Like, least often I would do is like every week for my first channel. And I haven't quite been doing that anymore. But yeah, I feel like, you know, for some people, it can be just a bit of a phase. And, if that's the case, then, you shouldn't be forced to do something you don't want to do. And let's see, elevators rock on. Do you still live with your parents? Technically, yeah, but right now, no, in the sense that, like I said, I'm in college, or I just graduated from college. Still got to get used to saying that. It feels weird saying I'm a college graduate, but yeah, I I've been in college and I feel like I haven't really, I still do at the moment depend on my parents for a bunch of things, but as soon as I end up getting a job, that's probably all going to change, and I'm not going to be living with my parents anymore. Unless how, I mean, I guess there is an exception, and that being if it's a remote job and I don't have to move anywhere, which quite honestly, in my field, there, there's a bunch of jobs that are remote. And I'm hoping I do get something in person because I feel like I just, remote work really isn't for me. Like I kind of had a hard time getting through the pandemic, when everything was remote and not really seeing anyone. So yeah, I feel like the way I see it, I'm going to be moving somewhere. Like I wouldn't turn down a remote job mainly just because I want experience, and I feel like if it's something that I'd still enjoy, even if it were remote, I would still do it. Just maybe not like that. That is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like I'd be fine with doing that for like a year or two, but not anything more. So yeah. So anyway, basically answering your question of do I live with my parents? Yeah, kind of. But right now, I don't. Like right now, I'm in New York and they're in Florida, and yeah. Well, I guess actually not right now. That's kind of like yeah, they live in Florida right now, but they're actually literally as I speak, they're driving to New York because, like I said, I'm going to be going to Pittsburgh with them tomorrow. But yeah, that's basically the situation. And yeah, let's see. Kimberly said, yeah, you like being in the office with everyone. Yeah, totally. And then the CAD software is visual pushes with when remote. Yeah, that's I don't know. I feel like I hate that feeling of like if I have a problem with something, um, and like I can't really ask anyone for help because I'm by myself. Like, oh, I can send someone an email, but it's not really the same. So yeah, when you're not in the dorm, parents help. Basically, yeah. Basically for throughout the last 4 years, that's basically been it. Yeah, I've been at my parents' house when I haven't been in a dorm. But for the last 2 years, like I said, well, actually almost last 2.5 years, I would say, I haven't really, I haven't been there all that much. Cause like, well, just the basic rundown real quick. Cause from January until May of 2021, I was up in Tampa, USF, and I was in a dorm for that. And I think I came back home for a little bit for like spring break and all, but everybody does that, right? And by that, I mean not everyone, because some people do trips. And I was supposed to go on a spring break trip, but kind of ended up being canceled. But anyway, so I did that, and then I came back home for a bit, and then I ended up going back to USF for another job that was about 6 weeks. And then I came back for like literally 3 days, and then drove up to Cornell with my parents, and came back for Thanksgiving break, came back for winter break, which I said was about a month, and then came back for spring break, and then this goes all the way up to May of 2022, the end of my junior year, when I didn't have a job right away, so I ended up going back with them, and I found one about 2 weeks later and ended up going literally back to campus because it was an on-campus job. And I think for about 6 months, I didn't go back to Florida. I was on my own for, on campus for from June all the way up to almost the end of November. And, that was Thanksgiving break and then winter break and then spring break, just the usual stuff. And then commencement ended up happening and I basically haven't left. So the last time I was in Florida was in April during spring break. So that's kind of a summary of how my last 2 years have gone. I haven't really been back in Florida all that much over the summer, but I have taken my winter breaks down there, and yeah. So the way I see it, in August, I most likely, am going to be going back to Florida for a couple weeks or more, just until I find another job, and then I'll be off. Who knows where, honestly? Like, I'm personally hoping somewhere in the Northeast, like preferably New York City or Boston, but I really don't know. It could be anywhere, and I can't really say for sure that I'm going to be one of those two places. I mean, the way I see it, anywhere where I can get relevant experience at a good company is a place that I will strongly consider going, and most likely an urban area, but it could, I guess, I don't know, like I said, a lot of my field is, it could be remote too. So yeah, so that's kind of the situation. And hopefully maybe in August I'll do another live stream and be like, hey, here's where I'm going. But unfortunately, right now I don't really have much of an update yet. So anyway, yeah, I think I've read everything in the chat. So if there's any other questions, feel free to ask. I see we're up to 6 current viewers and 18 views, which is pretty solid. It's, better than I've had for any other stream. Also, I forgot to say hi, Metro Elevators. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, actually, according to this, we were at seven viewers at one point. Yeah, someday I'm hoping to see double digits. By someday, I mean well soon, but who knows? I guess in the grand scheme of things, viewership is nice, but it doesn't mean everything to me. Like, I feel like what does is just enjoying what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm in a good point where I have the freedom to go out and film stuff when I want and do editing, but I also, don't feel like I do it every day just because it's not really, you know, it's not really the highest priority on my list. Like, there's lots of other things I enjoy doing, like riding my bike and going to take pictures of other things, like mainly landscapes and all. And, I have a lot going on in my life, and I feel like there's, lots of things that I enjoy doing. And, you know, filming elevators is definitely the most like unique out of all of them in the sense that like no one bats an eye at riding a bike or taking pictures of nature or anything, but you know, filming elevators, people have thought, weird things about that, but my advice is just, you shouldn't let that stop you. Like you might get some weird glances, but people might do that anyway. Like there's a lot of not very nice people in this world, unfortunately, and it's like I think what matters is just you do what makes you happy as long as it's something that's legal and not putting you in any danger. So yeah. Also, let's see, Kendall make some pretty good scenic element. Oh, actually, yeah, so funnily enough, I actually kind of got into playing some Minecraft with some friends not that long ago, and obviously this is not a Minecraft channel, so I'm not going to be uploading anything. But I do think, that is a cool idea, like making scenic elevators in Minecraft. Like, yeah, gosh, 12-year-old me would have been so excited about that. But in a way, I still kind of am. But hopefully, yeah, maybe I should try that out at some point. And then Northeast is better for urban planning wise for biking and transit. Yeah, like I've been seeing I've heard like New York City and Boston, not only do they have a lot of jobs in my field, but also they're two of the most walkable cities, and I'd say bikeable cities too. and pretty good transit like the subway in New York City, the T in Boston. Um, there's definitely a lot because as far as I'm concerned, I don't have my own car yet, and I feel like I'm probably not going to get one until I absolutely need one. But anyway, yeah, I think that's important because here in Ithaca, I tend to rely on the bus service here, which honestly is a pretty good system. They do have a bit of a driver shortage and lack of a mechanic, but yeah, I think they need more drivers too. So it is kind of could be in a better state, but like it does the job. I mean, I think, if it weren't for them, I would have to walk all the way from, gosh, because they had to put Cornell's campus on top of a hill, and they had to make the major, like the city itself, at the bottom of that hill. So I tend to like ride my bike down from Cornell to downtown Ithaca a lot. Um, and it doesn't take very long, but riding back up is such a pain. Like I feel like I can do it if necessary, but it's like I would rather not. So I tend to, load up my bike on the bus and go. So yeah. Oh, you have a Discord server? Yeah, actually, I don't remember if we still have a way to private message because I think I don't really use Instagram for YouTube anymore. But if you could email me, that would be great. Like my email is just elementelevators at gmail.com. It's in the about me section on YouTube. If you could send me the link to that, that would be great. And your sister lives in Boston, nice. Um, yeah, car free lifestyle for the win. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm all for that. Like, especially me. Like I've got my bike on campus and I would honestly, I feel like as long as it's not like super hot or super cold out, like I think biking or taking public transportation is the way to go. Let's see, Jonathan. Yeah, if only people were nicer. Yeah. I mean, don't meet up with strangers from the internet. Yeah, that's solid advice. I mean, unless you know unless you have a good relationship with the person already, and even then it can be a bit suspicious because some people keep up with like pretending to be someone else for a while, and um, yeah, it could be, yeah, it could be, so yeah, just stay safe. That's basically what I'm saying. I've done meetups before with people that I don't really know, but don't really know apart from YouTube, but only people who have like videos, and so I can get an idea of like who they are, like what their personality is like and all, before I meet up with them. When you don't have a car, you don't have to pay 1K a month auto industry pay. Well, yeah, totally. And then what's your Discord user? I actually don't remember what my Discord username is, but hey, send me an email and and I'll email you back. Um, I probably won't say it right here because then I might get you know tons of people friend requesting me. But like I doubt. Like I said, I have like 18 viewers in total who have watched this whole stream. And then we did chat on Snapchat before, but I think I cleared out a bunch of people from my Snapchat. So I don't think yeah, okay, you sent me an email. All right, I will look at that after the stream. And then hey Southwest Florida, like always. So yeah, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're just we're just talking about Discord. Um, and meeting up with strangers. That's basically been the two topics so far, um, or two topics currently at the moment. Like we've talked about my channel and my personal life a bit. And yeah, always be cautious, 100%. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I do think meeting up with people from the internet isn't always a bad thing. Like I said, if I thought that, I wouldn't have met up with like well, I met up with you, Kendall, and also who else? Matt, who I think is used what Mid-Atlantic Transport. He's formerly Matt Guy 7812. I actually recently just met up with him in February of this year because he ended up coming to Cornell and we kind of filmed a few places around campus. We did silent takes this time instead of back in 2017 when we did some narrated takes. But yeah, honestly nice because it was cool seeing him after 5 years. Well, actually 5 years. And then we didn't film it. He was what? I met up with him in February of 2022 and then again in 23. And we didn't film any elevators, the first of those two. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to see him after 5 and then film more videos 6 years after the original uh, meetup. So yeah, I mean him and then also Julian, Floridian Elevators, and um, Elevating Florida. And I honestly forget what his name is now, but Jake, um, who I think used to be Hotel and Elevator 1236 or some number like that. Um, yeah, I met up with him and Elevating Florida a while ago in like 2021 when I was in Tampa. And yeah, so anyway, the point is, I do definitely think, meeting up with people on the internet isn't a bad thing, but it's a definitely use caution. Like, do some research on who these people are first. Oh, yeah, are you in Florida? No, actually, so I was just talking about this. I'm still in New York, actually. I'm doing a summer job where I'm on campus and I'm still living in a dorm and have a meal plan. So I I haven't actually. I think the last time I was in Florida was in April, and there's a good chance that I am going to be coming back to Florida in about 2 or 3 weeks because that's when my current job ends, and it's just only for the summer. And after that, I will be looking for another job, which like I said, like I mentioned earlier, I have no idea where it's going to be, but yeah, let's see. Oh, and Kendall, these are actually so the program. Well, what I'm helping out with a specific program that's happening during the summer. Like I said, I'm not going to say what exactly it is, but there's a few summer programs at Cornell that are happening, and it's actually kind of surprising. Campus is off an awful lot quieter than it normally is, but it's definitely still alive. Like you see lots of people um, in what the North Campus area where most people are being housed. And yeah, it's anywhere like heck, there's even like high school programs that are here. There's high school programs, there's college programs, there's even adult programs. Like I heard something about a an adult program where people can come back to Cornell for a few weeks and meet up with others. Like, and then of course there's Reunion, which I actually also did a little bit of work with. Um, Yeah, people come back to Cornell every 5 years or so for the most part, or there's also options for like even if it's not like a 5, 10, 15 year anniversary or multiple of those, can still come back. So yeah, lots of things happening at Cornell. The dorms are still open. And as for like the current students, I know that there's one building that is there is one building that's dedicated as like the summer dorm for current students, but it's only that also I think a lot of people live off campus, so that's that. So people are definitely still here. Like I'd say not a lot of them are taking summer classes, but some people want to, like Ithaca is definitely a popular tourist destination for the summer because you know you're right in the heart of like the Finger Lakes. You got Tayuga Lake right there, and there's lots of cool places to go hiking. And I think you know if you travel a bit like oh there's Watkins Glen, which is maybe a 30-minute drive away from Ithaca, and then you're about an hour away from Syracuse, and yeah, you're you know there's lots of stuff. And if you drive 4 hours to the southeast, you're in New York City, so it's actually not really all that far away, relatively speaking. Like I say relatively because it's like a 20-hour drive to Florida. So yeah, returning to Florida in the middle of sauna season. Yeah, I unfortunately so, but what can I say? I didn't you know, this is just how it is, I guess. And hopefully I won't be there for too long, but we'll see. I could be very wrong. Like for all I know, it could be a couple months or it could be longer, but the way I see it, I'm hoping, you know, my goal at the moment is to, in September or at the very latest October, be in another city. So, yeah. Oh, bet you there's a lot of closures and construction going on. You nailed it. You nailed it. There are a lot of, there's a lot of that at Cornell. Like there's a couple roads that it seems like they're doing work on pretty much every summer. I don't know why, but like, I guess, I don't know, let me say this. Ithaca in general, just their roads are not the best. Like there's potholes everywhere, and I feel like it's my worst enemy when I'm like riding down to downtown Ithaca. It's a lots of potholes, and potholes plus riding a bike equals danger. So yeah, I feel like they could definitely use some, you know, some more funding for paving roads, but it is what it is, I guess. So, yeah, one block of University Boulevard closed for complete reconstruction. Yeah, that's, I think here at Cornell, there's probably one block near College Town. It used to be more. It used to be like literally a whole road that was about a quarter to, actually probably about a half mile long, but the entire thing was closed. Except to like people who live along that road. So basically closed the local traffic. But yeah, that's what that is. Also, I should mention, I do have to leave in about 5 minutes. I might just put a pause on the stream, actually. Like, I don't think I have to completely end the stream, but I might just be gone for a bit because my job kind of requires me to do that. Because, yeah, it's like not necessarily one of those jobs where it's like only during business hours. It's kind of a 24/7 thing. But, and I just happen to be the person that's on shift for the night, so. Yeah, so anyway, they're going to try to cram all that work in 3 months. They are doing the exact same thing in at Cornell. They're trying to. I remember last summer when I was here, they were doing lots of road closures, and they literally opened them up like 2 days before the students came back for fall move-in. So, and I remember when I first came to Cornell in August of 2021, I arrived a little bit early because I was in a special program that was like it was actually a trip to the Adirondacks for hiking and like hiking camping and yeah, I did that before I moved in. And so I was there in Ithaca about a week before the students moved in and everything was still closed. And I remember, you know, my parents were coming to drop my supplies off. It was a mess, but everything was open by the time I got back to Ithaca, so it was good. Yeah, so they should be using concrete. Actually, I don't even, I'm trying to remember. I think the only concrete pavement I've seen in Ithaca has been bridges. Like, I think pretty much everything I've seen has been asphalt. I guess there actually is even, there is one road in Ithaca downtown that's brick, but pretty much everything else is asphalt. Yeah. So, or hold on, like I said, I'm probably gonna at about 9:50. I'm going to wrap up the stream, but I'm just gonna type a little message so you guys can see that this is, you can see what I'm doing, uh, and I will be back. I will be back soon. I'm still reading chat, so I'm not leaving yet, but that's part of everything. Yeah, because North Dakota gets so cold. It's like, I mean, they need the they need the concrete. That's for sure. What year you're graduating from college? This year, I just graduated. So, um, I am, yeah, at the end of May, I did the whole commencement spiel and I got to, officially graduate with a bachelor's from Cornell, which is still something that, like I said, I never thought I would be doing. Like, I never thought I would have a chance at going to a school like Cornell, but I made it in, even if it took me 2 years longer than everyone else, and I only got to be there for 2 years rather than four. I think it was still worth it. No, yeah, thank you. Let me see. I'm using actually, so for a little bit, well, 'cause I actually ended up a little while ago. I was like I think when I mentioned, oh, I had a summer job at USF. That was when I was an RA. And as some of you might know, college RAs, well, they have to enforce policies, but also they usually are in charge of like making their own like bulletin boards. And yeah, I remember I used a website called Canva that has basically all the design tools you need for making something, like making a presentation or a flyer. But anyway, I'm actually just using that again right now I'm using that right now to make a little message. It's going to be pretty simple, but it'll do the job. So, yeah, what college are you going into? So I'm still looking at going to grad school in the near future, probably a year or two away from now. Um, so at the moment, I'm just not really doing anything education wise. I'm just looking for jobs. And what year I graduated from high school? 2019. So I was one of the last people. Actually, I was the last class to graduate before COVID. So just I almost got this typed out. Let's save this. Yeah, what type of car do you like to have? We were just talking about uh, ideally, if I'm in a big enough city that's walkable, I would rather just stick to my bike when possible. But if I did have to pick a car, I honestly I don't know. I honestly don't really have much of a preference. I feel like I would ideally just something that runs. But I don't know. I do think that like electric cars are pretty cool. So like heck, if I had the money, I might buy a Tesla or something. But yeah, I am very far away from that. Like I may have graduated from Cornell where lots of people can afford Teslas, but That doesn't mean I can, unfortunately. I still have a long way to go before I get to that point. But yeah, I guess we'll see. All right. I really have to leave soon, so I'm going to put this, as soon as I get this up, yeah, as soon as I get this up, I will head out. Hold on a sec. You go to the, I'm back. I'm hoping you didn't hear any of that, but if you did, oh well. So anyway, I'm just gonna share my screen for a bit. You'll see the message. Let's see here. Scenes, sources. OBS Studio is like, I'm still getting used to it. Which, what is this? All right. I don't know if that's on my screen right now. If you can see that message, let me know. I'm trying to see if I can see it on my own screen. Okay, it's on the screen. I can see it. So yeah, I will be back in about 15 minutes. All right, we'll see you later. Hey, can you hear me? Hopefully, I'm seeing it should be working. But yeah, anyway, I'm back. If you stuck around, welcome back to the stream. Um, Took a little longer than I thought, but yeah, let me see how many people are still on here. I'm trying to find my dashboard. Three people right now. Yeah, thanks, Temple. I joined your Discord server. So yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in terms of updates for me. But yeah, I am open to answering questions or if there's anything to talk about. I'll still be around for a little bit longer. Oh, also, I see that I gained three new subscribers in the last like 12 hours. I don't know if it's from the stream or not, but I also see Elevators Rock on Home subscribed, so thank you. Uh, yeah, we're only 15 away from 750 and 265 away from the 1,000 that I need to be monetized. But yeah, I think this is good. I'm working towards that milestone. So yeah, I think at this point I don't know how much longer I can stream. In the sense that like I said, I've got I'm on call for that job that I'm doing, and I might not be able to, I might have to leave abruptly, but I will, I'll stick around. Hopefully I don't get any calls. Although I do think around 11 I have to leave. So I see we're up to 5 viewers, so welcome back, whoever's here. So yeah, thanks again, Elevators Rock On. Elevators Rock On's one. Yeah, let's see, we're up to 26 total viewers. Only five at the moment, but 26 different people who have viewed this stream at one point or another. So yeah, pretty solid numbers, I would say. Of course, I'm used to seeing like 10, so this is more than expected. I still feel like I'm leaving out something. Like, what have I not talked about yet in terms of my personal life and all, other than, done with college, going to another job, whatever that ends up being. Uh, yeah, I don't know what else, but yeah, I think overall, things are going all right with my job and my life. Just still an awful lot of uncertainty. Uh, but I at least know I'll be up at this job for another 2 weeks and then back to Florida. and then who knows where after that. Also, I feel like since I'm like a little bored, I'm kind of just playing around with OBS Studio. Remember the slide that I just had up? I can like, I can do this. I feel like this is cool. I don't know if you're seeing it on your end, but I can like, if I like just move, I can control with my mouse. Like I can just literally just slide it up or slide it down. And I'm sure there's probably a way to like add in like a transition. Like there's a way you can add in like more of like a transition. So it could be like a curtain falling or something. But I have no idea how to do that because I'm pretty new to the software. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's a good summary. Um, yeah, I really don't know what else to add. But like I said, I'm open for answering questions. It could be anything. A fake cardboard sign, yeah. Um, this thing OBS called Scenes IIRC. Actually, yeah, I don't know much about that. Cause like, oh yeah, I see. That's another good thing. It's like, oh, you can use that for like an intro. Like, you say, oh, the stream's about to start or something. Um, and then switch to the game or face cam or whatever you're doing. Something I feel like I always wanted to do. Oh, if I recall correctly, okay, I missed that one. It's called. Oh, so it's just called scenes. Uh, yeah, I see that option in OBS. I see scenes. I just don't really know how to use it. But hey, maybe I'll watch some videos, and by the time whenever my second stream happens, Um, you'll just see some more like random transitions or whatever. They're honestly kind of unnecessary because I feel like all I really need is this like face cam. But I don't know. I like playing around with things, and I feel like you see people who have much bigger YouTube channels using a lot more like fancy like transitions or special effects, and it definitely makes you want to use them. That's for sure. Like I remember I always used to see people put like their subscriber counts or whatever in the stream and react to reaching a special milestone live. And part of me says, hey, maybe when I get to 1,000, I should do that. But that's provided I'm going to actually be able to stream uh, the moment that I hit 1,000. Then I don't hit it before the stream starts. But I don't know. I think I am subscribed to myself on one of my own accounts, so I feel like a worst case scenario, I just unsubscribe and it puts me back at 9.99, I witness it happen live for the second time. But yeah, it's like I said, it's milestones are like they're important, but like also I don't know, they're not like they're not huge in terms of personal like I don't know. They're like important to me in this. I don't know how to phrase this, but it's like, I like seeing it, but doesn't necessarily have to be something that I have to have. You say more expensive editing program, and it's their job. Yeah, I mean that's totally it. I feel like everything that I've been doing for my channel, apart from well, my phone, which I have anyway, everything apart from the technology used to film videos is free. And by that I mean the technology to film videos. Like I filmed some stuff with a GoPro a while ago, and ever since then I basically just use my phone. So yeah, this channel basically costs nothing to me to run other than time, and I guess I'm also not getting anything out of it yet. So I feel like that's only, I guess that's only fair. But like I said, hopefully, once I get to the point of monetizing videos, that might change. Hopefully, maybe I'll start doing some more fancy things for when I get up into the 4 digits or 5 digits, who knows? I mean, heck, I think Andrew Diesel Deuce, he has like six. Well, yeah, he's past 100K now, I think. So yeah, I guess 6 digits is definitely possible for someone who films all layers. Yeah, subscriber goals is a fun bonus, emphasis on fun. Yeah, agreed. It's like I mentioned earlier, it's like as long as you enjoy what you're doing, it's like, I'm not on YouTube just for the purpose of getting subscribers and potentially, eventually monetizing my channel. I'm on it because I enjoy doing this. Like, I feel like if I were doing this just for the money, I would not be uploading elevator videos. Like, there's a ton, there's like lots of other things I could be doing that would probably be getting more subscribers than filming elevators just because it's such a unique thing that not a whole lot of people, not a lot of people have, too much interest in. So, apart from probably the 5 people watching this stream. 11K. I don't remember who has that many. But yeah, I mean, I think this is good. It's honestly cool seeing. Like, I feel like I'm at that point where it's like seven. I'm at like what 735. I think is my current subscriber count, and to me, that still seems like a bunch. Like, I feel like it's so cool to think, oh, that's over 700 people. Um, watch this channel, or like even if they're inactive users, they watched it at some point and they thought, my channel was like, either had nice videos or like they thought elevators were cool, but for some reason, they found my channel and decided to subscribe. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's like 735 people. Like, I don't know, like that's probably. I'm trying to think of like what's 735? How do you think of that as like a context? Like that's probably, I don't know, Bailey Hall, which is an auditorium on campus that's used for like performing arts and all, has about 1,100. And so that's basically enough to fill about 2/3 of that auditorium, which, yeah, heck, that's a lot of people. I don't know if I have a picture I can show you, but oh, and hey, Maine, Florida, good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in. Think I mentioned earlier on the stream how it's been quite a while since our meetup, like actually 2 years. And thank you. It's I don't know, graduating from college is like something I feel like I always knew I was gonna do, but it's like I didn't think I would be graduating from Cornell. That's what I'm still kind of surprised about. It's like, when I transferred, I was like, oh, am I gonna make it to the end? But no, I definitely did. Double check three people watching from your living room. Nice. So Little Rock's online friends. Yeah, I'm glad to be, one of Little Rock's online friends. It's cool. Thanks for the support. And yeah, we gotta meet again. Yeah, totally. I mean, I don't really know when. Like, I was just saying that I am gonna be back in Florida in August, but I don't really know if I'll be able to do much filming. And I also don't know if I'll be able to come to Tampa at all. But I live in Sarasota, so it's like that's only about an hour away, I guess. So it's not that far. Um, but it would be cool. Yes, big name university is a long-term goal. Yes, that's actually, I feel like that's something I haven't really talked about all that much. Because I feel like, look, part of the reason why I ended up here, um, why I wanted to go here is because my older brother actually also went to Cornell, and he graduated a few years before I did. And yeah, I remember I applied because what that was way this was it feels like such a long time ago to me. In 2018, I applied for freshman admission and didn't get in. And then I eventually, I went through the whole college application process and ended up deciding on going to USF instead. And I applied again as a freshman or as a sophomore transfer. Still didn't get in. This was also like when the pandemic was first starting, so I don't know if that contributed at all to it. Like maybe they were like not as many people. But I could be totally wrong. But then anyway, I applied junior year and then I finally got it. So yeah, that's basically how that happened. I applied 3 different times and I applied for a different major each time, honestly, because I thought, oh, maybe one wasn't the right fit for me, so I picked another one. And third time turned out to be the charm. So yeah. Oh, I was the first non-family member to comment on one's. Wow, I was. Wait, actually, wait, that's actually cool. I didn't realize that. And you're saying that was like back in 2018. So, well, I did not realize that at the time. That's honestly that's really cool. And I'm glad to have discovered Elevators Rock On's channel. Yeah. So I do realize that I think lately I haven't really watched a whole lot of I haven't really watched a whole lot of like elevator videos in general on YouTube. So I feel like, oh, I commented then and I haven't really left many comments since. But yeah, I mean, I will probably I feel like, I should get back into, watching when I can because there's a lot of cool stuff to see, like, from you and like from, really the whole elevator community as a whole. Uh, I feel like there's just a lot I haven't seen and a lot has changed. Like there's been like new models, like Otis Gen 3 is the thing now. And I forget, what are popular kinds of models, but there's lots of lots of things have changed since I was really, since I was at the height of my uh watching videos in like 2017, 2018. So yeah. So let's see what else is there. Yeah, I feel like I say stuff was a long time ago, and like I mentioned earlier, I am coming up on like 7 year YouTube anniversary. Although the about section of my YouTube channel isn't going to show it just because this is my, newer channel. So yeah, let's see what else. I feel like, I've been on the stream for a while, and so I feel like I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. But hopefully. you know, I will end up, like I said, I'll end up streaming again when I find out where I'll be going, which, at this point I have no clue, but, the hope would be somewhere in the Northeast, like I said, a major city that's walkable, but, like New York City or Boston, but don't really know if that's going to happen because I feel like lots of other people have the same idea, and, as a result, it's like every job in that area gets lots of applicants, and I like to think, oh, even at a school like Cornell, it's like, oh, man, that's going to set me apart. But it doesn't in a way because there's, I feel like it's really just more about skills and not necessarily where you went to college. Like when you get to the interview portion, it's just basically, can you answer their questions and how well can you do so? So I tend to think that I'm pretty well prepared, but I also haven't really had a lot of interviews happen yet. And so I'm still, I don't know. For all I know, I could be thrown for a loop and see something that I've literally never encountered before in my field. So a lot can happen. Let's see, I'm still just reading the older messages in the chat, so I might have missed something. Good. Just at this point, I'm kind of just going through my camera roll. I'm trying to see, do I have anything, you know, anything cool to present while I'm still doing the stream. I mean, not a whole lot elevator wise. I feel like I'm just going through my camera roll and I'm seeing all these pictures I've been taking from um, from like hiking trails in Ithaca, and it's honestly pretty cool. Like there's cliffs, there's waterfalls. I believe Ithaca is home to the a waterfall that's actually taller than Niagara Falls, but isn't nearly as big in terms of like how much water is flowing. So tallest waterfall east of the Mississippi, I think, called Taganic Falls. Um, oh, here, since I'm bored, I'll find the picture I took. It's like, actually, no, I'm not really going to be able to show it on here because you would have to look at it from my phone. And it's like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's this pretty cool waterfall. And yeah, Ithaca is just home to like that and so many other cool places. And I feel like, that's part of the reason why I'm glad that I'm up here. And for something elevator related, um, you avoid those Florida codes. There's a lot more older, elevators like Black Buttons and Lexans. Um, and heck, there's even that gated elevator that has the Dover fixture, the Dover Impulse. That's from like 1932 that they just slap on it. So there's a lot of cool stuff, elevator wise and, you know, scenic wise. So, and heck, scenic elevator wise, the Hotel Ithaca is a pretty cool scenic elevator that I actually did film before in 2021 and I uploaded a video of it. So, oh, actually, something else cool. I didn't get to film them because my phone was out of storage space, but this right here, if I can. So those are some elevators that you can see they have like the rotary floor indicators. And I actually have never seen one of those before. So I thought it was cool seeing one for the first time. And not to mention, this is in downtown Ithaca. So it's got like GAL fixtures on the inside. And I don't remember who originally installed them. But at some point, I definitely want to go and actually film them. Because I've been walking past those a bunch, but I feel like every time I go past them, I'm like there in the evening, and so the building's closed, or it's a weekend, and also the building's closed. So hopefully, pretty soon, I will get a chance to film those because they are pretty nice. Heck, maybe that should be my 7 year special. I don't know. I gotta think of something. I also went to a hotel beyond the Hilton Garden Inn, which is interesting. Unfortunately, I can't really do much in terms of filming because the elevators are key card, but it's interesting because there's an office building that occupies the first 5 floors of the building, and then the hotel is literally above it. So floors, I think 6 through 9 are hotel floors. So it's like an Otis or I think Element 411 that has yeah, that has I think series two, either series two or series four fixtures, I forget. But yeah, I or there's series four. I'm looking at the video right now. Yeah, here's the here's the buttons in case you want to see those. If you can't see them. I think my phone brightness is too high. Let me just change that. There you go. So yeah, as you can see from that image, the key card reader is like right next to the buttons. And so that just shows you can't really do much. But yeah, cool place. Just if only it weren't key card. But I do understand like, oh, why, you know, they don't want anyone to just sneak onto these elevators for no reason. And people with not so good intent, like that can be a little frustrating for, elevator enthusiasts like myself. But like the problem is, there's a good reason why key card readers are a thing. And yeah, I think it's important to keep whoever doesn't belong there out. Although, of course, I would probably say, elevator enthusiasts should be gaining permission. But I guess it is ultimately up to the staff, like if what they would think about it, because that is the downside. It's like, oh, man, not so many people even know what this hobby is. It's like you don't think of it as like, a hobby that comes to mind for the majority of people. But it would be cool if more people knew. I mean, I do feel like just elevators in general are they're really cool, and I feel like they're kind of underrated in the sense that like, we take them for granted, and they really are just pretty cool machines. So I think it's something that, more people should know about. But unfortunately, unfortunately not so much. Like that's not what the situation is. Yeah, we paid for a clean, safe place to sleep. Yeah, agreed. So yeah, I totally understand that. Let's see, I'm still just looking. What else do I have? Yeah, I think I've exhausted like almost my whole camera roll. Oh, well, wait, I did find. So not that long ago, I uploaded a short video of an 8-story hydraulic elevator, which I thought was cool because I was thinking I was definitely, that was like not what I was expecting at all. I was thinking it was definitely going to be traction, but it was in this like apartment in this apartment building in Ithaca, and the front door was wide open. So they didn't stop anyone from going in. Not to mention it was after hours, so the office was closed. So kind of the exact opposite of the hotel I just described. Um, but yeah, anyway, 8 stories and seemed like a pretty, some of the buttons, the lights were out, but overall in solid shape. And also better yet, there's also a dinner bell because these are Westinghouse. So the dinner bell, honestly, is just the icing on the cake. An older elevator, and it's an 8-story hydraulic. So pretty cool, honestly. All right, I think I'm pretty much out of things to talk about, so I think I'm gonna end the stream. But yeah, it was nice to be on here again after a while. I feel like this isn't the most exciting stream in the world, but it's something. And I also feel like I haven't really had much of a chance to connect with viewers. So yeah, I think this was nice. Hopefully, like I said, maybe in about, I don't know, it could be anywhere from 1 week to a couple months, but another stream will be happening. And of course, I've got some more uploads on the way. I've got the Philadelphia videos. I've got the Ithaca videos. I've got that one from Sarasota that I'm gonna upload. And yeah, so, and also I'm hoping to do some more filming around Cornell because I feel like I, there's still just so much I haven't filmed at Cornell yet that I've seen, but kind of thought, oh, I'll just film it the next time I go, and I just never end up doing it. So I want to do that. I want to film more at Cornell before I leave, and hopefully, those will be up on my channel in like August, September, maybe October at the latest. So yeah, that's that, and stay tuned, and you'll eventually hear about where I end up going. And thanks for wishing me luck at Elevators Rock On tomorrow. So yeah, that being said, that's about it for the stream. Um, I hope everyone here has a good night and stay tuned. You'll see what happens next. So yeah, that's it.